Hey guys, it's super bright out here today. Turn my camera sideways and put this, wide angle lens on here because I want to feature the outdoors today. That's going to be the topic. Just want to show you, I'm going to turn around here and let you see if you can. Sort of. I guess you can kind of see. Yeah, good spot, brah. I got a little chair here with my coffee holder. Just hanging out here on a rock. Got some ladybugs on me. Just saw a bald eagle for the first time since I've been here in Tennessee, so that was pretty cool. A friend of mine said he saw one yesterday, and I was a little jealous, but now I got to see one. Just out here doing a little hiking, hanging out in the outdoors, and today I just want to talk a little bit about taking little personal retreats. I've found in my experience and my spiritual journey that these personal spiritual retreats have been some of the most clarifying and awakening times in my life. So, you know, in a perfect world, I would probably go on a personal spiritual retreat once every 3 or 4 months if I could. And what that means is I would go away someplace quiet by myself for a weekend, 2 or 3 days maybe. I'd lock myself in to someplace where I can just simply think. A lot of times I won't take food so that I don't have to bother with that aspect. I don't usually prefer to go camping on my personal spiritual retreats because there's just a lot involved in camping. So what I'll do is maybe rent a little Airbnb or something, or even a hotel room. I've literally booked a hotel room for a weekend and just locked myself in, unplugged the TV, and just sat in my hotel room for 2 days and did nothing but reflect and read and journal and those sorts of things. And that's basically what I do on a personal spiritual retreat. So, you know, one time I got to do about 4 or 5 days in a yurt out in the Pisgah National Forest in North Carolina. That was a really good one. And so usually as I'm preparing for one of these retreats, I'll start keeping my eyes wide open for the things that the universe sends my way that I feel I'm supposed to take with me. And that usually comes in the form of books. So every time that I've gone on one of these, it's like this little stack of books starts to stack up, and I end up taking that with me, and I journal and I pray and I smudge and I use my singing bowl and I meditate and I read. And it is usually, I also really love using animal medicine cards, if you're aware of what those are. Usually I have a very positive, spiritual, conscientious time with myself at these retreats. And I feel like it's important for us to get away like that on occasion and really spend time developing what's going on inside of us. Would you agree? Do you do those? Do you do something like that? I'd be interested in hearing what kinds of things you do along those lines. Some of you I know go to yoga retreats and maybe other things. I don't know. Tell me about it. What else? Even things like this. Oh, I would just say that getting out into nature as often as you can is very healthy, as I think anyone is aware. What do they call it? Forest bathing? Forest bathing. Take your shoes off. Get your feet in the dirt. Get some sun on your body. Get some wind on your body. Somebody's shooting at me. I don't know. There's gunshots out here, you know. It is what it is. We don't live in a perfect world. But you can make yourself a little bubble. That's what I try to do. I try to live in a little bubble of joy and love and happiness. And sound like Bob Ross right now, which is cool. Bob Ross was a cool dude. And also, what's his face? Mr. Rogers. Grew up on that guy. Maybe that's where all my introspection and all that good shit comes from. I think a bug just landed on my ear. That's good. Let the bugs land on your ear. Yeah, get out into nature. It's been called God's second book. It's a revelation, I believe, of divinity and creation. And if you listen and if you look, I believe that there are all kinds of important lessons out here. And even if you don't see them with your eyes or with your ears, I think we feel them with our hearts. Just being in nature, I feel things. I think there's a camping spot right around here. I'm kind of out by Snooper's Rock right now. I think there's like this rock house, not the rock house that is kind of popular, but there's this other rock house that's like kind of like an indented rock cave sort of. It's out on a ledge and it's got another ledge above it, and you can pitch like a one-man tent on there and you're protected from any kind of weather, but it's so perfect that I can just imagine like the Cherokee Indians using that spot. Hi, you should shoot up here some more, or whatever. I just imagine the Cherokee Indians up there getting shot at. Anyway, it was like raining and I was protected from the rain, and it just really felt sacred and holy. And I just imagined like warriors camping out there back in the day. I really like connecting to stuff like that. So there's a lot of history out in nature. I mean, a lot has gone on out here. There used to be this place where I'd go hiking almost every day. It took me about 20 minutes to get up to it. It was fairly close to where I lived. And when I would get to the top, there was like this rock ledgy sort of thing. It almost looked like an altar. And I felt like maybe, just maybe, Cherokees or other Native Americans who were occupying that territory might have been using it at some point for some kind of an altar or something. It just really felt like that. And it almost looked like it had a man-made carving, like a little chiseled out area. Look, a little ladybug landed on my magic bird tattoo. And from that angle, it looks like a tree roots, and he's kind of nibbling on me, and it's sort of, you need to stop, whatever that is. Sort of is like, ow, he was like stinging me. Did you know that ladybugs sting? Yeah, they can. What else do I want to talk about? Yeah, so I just feel like in a lot of ways, being out in nature, burning some incense, lighting a candle, reading, praying, journaling, smudging, all those things, meditating. It's just so good. It's just so like spirit cleansing. And to have access to that is very important, which is why I'd kind of like to live out in a community, because holy crap, what is that? What is that? That almost looks like a bald eagle right there. Come here, buddy. See, this is what I'm talking about. You see these like divine miracles, and it's like the presence of God is just all around you out here. The presence of Great Spirit, the presence of the universe, the presence of the divine, the presence of gunshots. Probably won't have one without the other for a while. You know, I don't know what else to say. I'm out here, I'm feeling it. It's amazing. Highly recommend this sort of thing as often as possible. And then those personal spiritual retreats. I was going to say something, wasn't I? Oh, what was I saying? Well, I think I was just saying it's kind of like church out here. I feel like I get closer to God, or whatever you call her, when I'm out in nature, closer than I ever have been anywhere else in any kind of like church. You know, churches are so uncomfortable, in my opinion. Those stupid pews and organs and the weird music they play. I'm talking about Christian churches here. Why is it like that? Is it good? Do people like that? I don't. That's just my personal opinion. I'd rather be sitting out here in nature. And I remember that, you know, in the Bible, Jesus always took his disciples out into nature to talk to them. And they'd gather around under the trees or someplace beautiful where the presence of God is, and they would discuss things or worship. I don't know. I don't think they had pews. I don't think they had organs either. Me don't like organs. So while I'm out here, I'm just gonna finish this video up. Got a couple more minutes. Gonna play a little didgeridoo. How about that? I usually like to take a little travel didge with me. This is my little bamboo travel didge. Anyway, I'd take that over an organ any day. I'm gonna head out. I'll talk to you later.